Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey y'all, it's been a little while. I know, what can I say? Listen, I took some time off, y'all. When I say them events last week and the event this week and all the things, when I say it has been such a good time, and when I thought about coming on today, something was like, you going live today on Thursday. I don't know what it is about Thursday, but something was like, you're going live today. And I said, okay, God. All right, I'll go live. I have not been on for like over 2 weeks, y'all. And I just have been investing my energy. Hey, good morning, Monica. I've been investing my energy in these events and putting together these different sound bowl healing sessions. You guys, I go through a whole process. So I don't just show up with my bowls and be like, all right, I'm here to play. Where I gotta play at, right? It's a little bit of a process that I go through. I pray for each and every individual that will be underneath the sound of my bowls, that will be in the building of these events that I go to. I pray. I spend a lot of time praying. I spend a lot of time meditating. I spend a lot of time in just in the presence of the Lord, right? Good morning, beautiful. Oh, good morning. I spend a lot of time in the presence of the Lord when I'm getting ready to do a sound bowl healing session, right? Like, I don't just go in there without being like yoked up with the Holy Spirit, y'all. Like, I cannot. That's just not me at all, right? So I pray, I meditate, I implement the things that God puts on my heart to share in any session that I'm in. And so last weekend I had a few different events. The first event, the Divine Reset, oh my gosh, on fire. You guys, literally on fire. When I say my event Friday was dope, it was everything. Everybody that was in the room was supposed to be there. We ended up doing some Dear Me letters of boundaries that we needed to release, limitations that we needed to release that kept us bound to our lives and our spaces and the things that we needed to get rid of. That alone was powerful. Recognizing that there are some things that are no longer serving us. Good morning, y'all. TikTok. Hey, y'all coming in. Make sure you share this. Make sure you're touching the screen so that TikTok can push this thing out. It's such an important conversation to have about releasing the things that no longer serve us. So my TikTokers, do your thing. Y'all know how to do it. Tap the screen. And then Facebook, I love you guys. Share, like it, all the things. Because it's going to be a good conversation. God told me to come on live. I ain't been live in a couple weeks. Getting prepared to serve, to simply serve. That's all I've been doing these last few weeks, and it's been beautiful and it's been amazing. But here we are, right? Here we are with the topic of reflecting on the things of our past, reflecting on the things, but not getting stuck in the things, right? So I don't know about you. I can be honest about me and my process and what I used to do when I reflected on things that I did, things that I didn't do, things that I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Hello, am I talking to anybody? On the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know y'all know. Overthinkers. Hey, overthinkers. Hey, my tribe. Hey, intelligent people. Hey, big-hearted people. My empaths. Hey, y'all. I'm talking to y'all. Right? The things that we could have done better, the things that we should have done better, the things that we would have done better had we known. Right? I'm talking to y'all. Hey, y'all. Listen. Know that whatever situation it is, I don't care if it's your relationships, your job, your friendship, I don't care if it's your household, your family, your spouse, your whatever it is, okay? You handled that situation the way that you handled that situation because that was where you were in that time. And it's okay to be where you were at that time. Period. Right? So what this whole topic, you guys, came up simply because I did a lot of reflecting, right? There's been a lot of things that have happened this last 2 weeks between Mother's Day happening, which is always hard because I lost my mom 10 years ago. This was her 10-year anniversary that happened 2 days after Mother's Day, right? So just imagine all the emotions that come along with that, right? There's triggers, things that I've implemented over the years that have helped me with the triggers so that I'm not completely stuck, but it is challenging yet and still, right? Especially when you've had a really, really close relationship with your mom and your mom was that parent, right? When your mom was that parent, then it's kind of difficult, right, moving forward. And so that's who my mom was to me. And so I've done a lot of reflection, tons of reflection in these last few weeks, tons of reflection about being a mother and not having my mother and what that looks like, and recognizing that there are so many different things that I do with my daughter that is so similar to me and my mother, and how we used to react when it comes down to us joking around and laughing and all those different things, right? And so I've been reflecting so much on different things that I found myself, what I do, you guys, this is what I do like normally. Whenever I have a bad day, super amazing day, a day that I grew in some way, some form, whatever it is, I voice record it. I started doing that years ago. So listen, somebody get my phone and get into them voice notes. They'll be like, damn, girl, right? There are so many voice notes on my phone, but I started recording the good, the bad, the ugly. Why? Because on days when I'm feeling messed up, on days where I'm feeling emotional, on days when I feel that it is my worst day yet, I am reminded by these voice notes that it has been way worse than this, that it has been so much worse than this, that I have overcame all these beautiful things, all these challenges that have caused me to rise to the occasion, because I don't back down from any challenge I've ever been in. And baby, there have been challenges. And what those voicemails do for me is they help me remember who the fuck I am when I'm feeling a little leery, right? Because we all have insecurities at times, right? And there's just some times where we may be going through a tough situation in our lives and we may feel a little insecure, like, am I able to go through this? Like, God, I'm tired. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this one, Lord, right? Like, we have these insecurities sometimes with different challenges in our lives. And so what those voice notes remind me of is how dope I am, how amazing I am, how I am such an overcomer, how I never back down from a challenge, how I'm never ever going to just say, this is it, this is where I've arrived, how I'm always big on pushing myself forward, right? And I don't know who this is for. I don't know, maybe it's for somebody who needs to start creating voice notes when they go through the good, the bads, and the uglies in their lives, so that you can remind yourself in the midst of chaos, so that you can remind yourself in the midst of craziness, so that you can remind yourself in the midst of challenges that it gets better, that this isn't the end, that this isn't going to be the stop of the show, that you're going to keep pushing through, and you're going to do it flawlessly, and you're going to do it amazingly, and you're going to do it in a way that nobody else can do it but you in that way, right? Those are the things that we got to say to ourselves when we're in the midst of the craziness, in the midst of the hurts and the pains. We got to say that I'm going to do this, and I'm going to handle this, and I'm going to make it through, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care that I feel a certain way. I'm going to push through no matter what. Right? There's certain things that we got to say I don't know what you guys say to yourselves, but there are certain things that I say to myself. Hey, y'all. Hey, TikTok, you guys are booming. Make sure you're sharing this. Make sure you're tapping on the screen so we can get this message to people. Yeah, literally, you got to say certain things. I say certain things to myself to keep me motivated in times of troubles, in times of trials and tribulations. And there's so many of them, right? And if I don't do that, then I won't stay on the course. I won't continue to push through. I won't continue to keep going. And if you're a master manifester, hey y'all, you my tribe. If you're a master manifester, if you are a master life path number, if you are an influencer with the things that you do, you know you influence your friends, your family, your loved ones, that's you and your family, then you got to understand. You got to understand that you're going to go through things and that in the midst of going through it, you can reflect on the things. Of course, reflect. Always look back and see how far you've come. Because that simple looking back to see how far you came can be the difference between you stopping where you're at and being stuck and moving forward. And that's where this simply came from. It came from me listening to these different voice notes, you guys, where I was a wreck when I was going through my divorce. I even recorded my first conversation with my ex, you guys, when I decided to tell him I wanted a divorce. What? I recorded that? Ha! Yeah. Like an hour and a half conversation at Starbucks, because you know your voice note gonna tell you where you was at. Anybody who knows voice notes well is gonna tell you where your ass was at. And I was definitely at Starbucks, public place. And we had this discussion, and I was in such a place of disarray. I was literally, my life was in shambles. My heart was broken. And this was maybe 3 months after we had been separated. And I decided that we needed to have a divorce. I decided it. And I went through all these talking points, y'all. And when I say assertive Brit showed the hell up, boundaries in place, Brit showed the hell up. Hey y'all, hey. Like none other. Showed up like none other, right? And spoke about all the different things that I needed, all the different things that happened, the reasons why I felt the way I felt. I have never ever, and I'm really good at explaining how I feel when I feel, right? I'm really good at, really breaking down my emotions and being able to express how I feel at any given time. I never really have an issue with sharing how I feel when I feel it. But this was one of the hardest conversations I had ever had in my life, right? To explain to somebody, this is the reason why I am asking for a divorce. These are the pinpoints. And I remember writing it out, and I remember practicing it in the mirror. And I was like, I'm showing up and I'm showing out. And when I heard the voice note, you guys, I was like, yo, Britt, you are dope. Like, what? Like, to break it down so flawlessly and to hear his reaction and him being petty and there being jabs thrown, and I still was professional. I was probably going through it emotionally, but you could not tell based off of hearing the voice note. I literally listened to it and was like, yo, that's me? That's me? Even though he said bop, 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 bop about me. Thank you guys for the love. Appreciate you guys. I'm like, even though he said this and said that, and I didn't react in a way that was petty back at him, I didn't throw no shade back. I literally stayed the course. I broke down my points and I said, and at the end of the day, I want a divorce. Boom, mic drop. That was it. And I was like, the type of strength you have to have not to say something back to somebody who has literally broken your heart, broke you all the way down, is some serious strength. And we all have it in us, right? We all have that strength in us. It's just finding it. It's finding it and holding on to it, right? Dang. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's how I felt when I was, listening to it. I was like, wait, that was me. That was me. But honestly, I think for me, the biggest thing was that I wanted to show up in a way for my daughter, right? Because not only was our marriage a representation of what we went through, but also that bond that we have to have due to our daughter. I didn't want any issues. I didn't want any negativity. I came fully truthfully. I literally broke down the points as to why our marriage fell apart because I was being truthful. I wasn't being petty. I wasn't being mean. I wasn't being messy. I literally was like, this is why it broke down, and this is why I want a divorce, and this is it. But there are so many different things that I've reflected on, right? Like so much in this past week, in the process of, being able to show up for clients when it comes down to sound bowls. You guys, if you guys are in Atlanta or anywhere near Atlanta, Saturday, come out to Wellness Unleashed, Beyond Balance, you guys. It is going to be a great wellness event at the YMCA, Andrew Young YMCA. Saturday from 11 to 4, I'll be there. I'll be doing the Healthy Huddle. That'll be my area of expertise because it's all about spirit. It's all about sound bowl healing. It's all about gaining our peace. Come out. If you have not already gotten your ticket, you can register. It's in my bio. You can find a ticket there and use my code BW1111 to get a discount, y'all. Okay? Let me throw that in there. All right. Wellness Unleashed, Beyond Balance, you guys. Saturday from 11 to 4 at the YMCA, Andrew Young YMCA in Atlanta. Come on in Atlanta if you're here. If you're already here, go ahead and register. It's going to be an amazing event with panels and DJ and food and all kinds of stuff. Gift bags and that. Listen, these ladies have done a fine job of putting together a beautiful event, and I am just grateful and excited to be a part of it. So come out. I don't know what a flash goal is. Hey y'all, listen, I'm still I come on TikTok for lives and stuff, but y'all, I don't come on TikTok for lives to receive any monetary value. Like I just come on to share what's on my heart, and maybe that's why y'all be stopping in and stopping out, because I'm not doing the most to keep people stuck in my room or to keep people giving. It's great if you give. I love it. I appreciate it. I love when you tap. I love when you share, because there are some things that are important that I feel I do say that it's from God, is divine. And this message is simply about not staying stuck. It's about reflecting on the battles and the challenges that you've gone through. Hey, Allie. Hey, Dorothy. But also, being able to not stay stuck. And there's a few different things that I do that I want to share with you. If you're in the reflective mode, if you're looking back on past relationships, past hurts, past trauma, past whatever, if you're in a space where you're ready to heal, there are a few things that I do. And one of those is listening to voice notes. I leave myself voice notes. That's one of the first things that I do. Why? Because I hear my voice and I hear the strength that I've had in these different situations. Even when I'm talking about something that truly hurt my feelings. There was this message I heard the other day, and I go through and I listen to them, occasionally as I reflect. Hey. And I listened to this voice message about my first heartbreak after my divorce, right? This guy I was in love with, y'all. And I listened back on it, and in the midst of it, I was bawling my eyes out because I was just like, I don't understand. I thought this was it, right? Anybody that knows me, I'm not holding back the tears, baby. I cry at the drop of a hat, and it is what it is. I am who I am. I am truthful to who I am. And it's okay. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you for all the love. Thank you. But listen, you guys, they said they had to go. Sorry, y'all. I listened to this message and I'm bawling and just like literally going through it at the beginning of the message. And then at the end of the message, I hear me praying. And I mean pray. When I say it, listen, anybody that knows me knows I'm a prayer warrior. Baby, if we got to pray about it, we got to pray about it right here, right now. It's happening. And so for whatever reason, I started out bawling, crying my eyes out over this man. And then God just came over and was like, pray. And I just started praying for him. And I said, God, I just was like, God, I know he's hurting. That's the only reason why he hurt me. He doesn't even recognize the damage that he has caused. It was like a flip of the switch. And I was like, yo, I don't remember this. Right? Because when you're in trauma, when you're hurting, when you're in pain, a lot of the times our mind will block it out. We'll block it out. But I literally was like, he's had a hard childhood, God. Allow him to heal his childhood traumas and hurts. Allow him to heal his heart, God. Allow him to find love. Allow him to find the one for him. Allow him to be open for love. Allow him to, y'all, when I say I prayed down for this man, this man that broke my heart, shattered me into little pieces. And I still, God just Holy Spirit overcame me in the midst of sharing how I felt about this man. And it was like, nah, but this man is broken. Don't you understand? This is what's going on. Don't complain about this and that and talk about this and that. Pray for that man. I don't know who that's for. But that's what I learned in the process of reflecting, y'all, is pray for those who have broken you down. Pray for those who have broken your heart, because a lot of the times they don't even fucking recognize that they have broken you the way that they have broken you. They don't even recognize that they have hurt you the way that they have hurt you. It doesn't even connect sometimes. Now, I'm not saying that's all the time, right? Because there are definitely some people who are manipulative that are doing things on purpose, for purpose, right? They're literally going out and breaking people's hearts. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who are hurting you because they haven't fixed their own shit inside of them. And that's no excuse, because we're all responsible for our own healing. We are all responsible for our own healing, especially if we choose to, right? We choose to, if we want to become aware of what's going on inside of our soul space and what's going on inside of our mental space, right? We all are responsible for our own healing. So that doesn't give them a pass. But what I'm saying is pray so that God reveals what it is that they need to be aware of, so that they stop hurting people, so that they stop breaking hearts. And that was what I did for this man. I prayed, God, allow him to see. Allow him to see what he's doing. God, allow him to, yeah, that's what we do. It's what we do. And so I recognize that God utilized me in the situationship, because baby, it wasn't a relationship, it was a situationship, right? But God allowed me to be in the midst of that situationship, me in particular, right? Me because of the type of heart that I have, me because of the type of mindset that I have, me because of the purpose that I have. My purpose is to help people heal. You see that? You see how God will put you in the midst of somebody who is broken to try to help them heal? And even still, when God puts you in the place of somebody who is broken, they have to see that that's why you were put in place. Y'all hear what I'm saying? They don't always get it. They don't always recognize. They don't always realize that you were God sent to help them heal, to help them move forward, to help them find love again, see love again, feel love again, to help them deal with their trust issues, because you're trustful and you're genuine and you're not cheating or being manipulative. Y'all get me? Some people recognize it, some people don't. And it just is what it is. But the prayers still go in. I still pray. Still pray. Been broken, been hurt, all the above by several people, and I still pray for them. I still pray that they get what it is that they desire out of life. I still pray that love finds them, because I believe everybody is deserving of love. I don't care how many hearts you broke. I don't care what you went through, what you didn't go through, what you chose to go through, who you manipulated, who you cheated on, who you did. I believe we're all worthy of being somebody who can accept love and who can receive love. And if there's an issue in either accepting it or receiving it, then that's where you got to do your personal work. That's all I believe. I believe we're all worthy of it. I just think that some of us, we got a little bit more work to do in order to receive. We got a little bit more work to do in order to, right? In order to play love out fully, 110%. Because some of us, we tap our toe in and then we get too damn scared, so we back up. Ha! Right? So that's where reflecting, where are you at in life? How far have you come since your divorce, since your breakup, since your friendship breakup? Because friendship breakups, listen, hello. I'm here to say that friendship breakup can take you out just like a relationship breakup. Hello, anybody being real? I have had some breakups in my friendships that literally caused moments of depression, moments of hurt, real hurt and pain. I'm talking about, how could she do me like that? How could she throw all my secrets out there? How could she, right? I done had some hurtful, bitter crazy friends in the past. And I thank God that I'm in a space where I don't have that anymore. That's not a big problem. A lot of the people that are in my corner, in my circle, I'm really tight with, and we have good communication. We're not petty, we're not mean. We have similar heart spaces, which is why we're connected. Now, there was a time where I did have other people who didn't have the same type of heart, or who didn't have the same type of morals and values that I had. And so that was why a lot of those friendship breakups happen. And so I reflect on that too, often. Because where was I at, and where did I have to be in order to be in a space where I allowed somebody who was so hurtful and so rude and so messy and so petty and who didn't have the same morals and values that I had to get that close to me in the first place? You live, you learn, you do better with what you learned. That's it. That's it. And I think that that's another thing when you're reflecting. You have to be honest with yourself. Where was I at when I accepted this relationship? Where was I at when I accepted this person to do me this way, to be able to manipulate me? Where was I at in my headspace? Where was my heart space at? Was I broken? Was I still grieving? That's a lot of why I've allowed people close to me in the space that I was in. Why I allowed certain men who had flaws and that weren't going to be able to be available for me emotionally or mentally. Why I allowed them to get close to me, because I was grieving. And the physical was more important to me while I was grieving. Isn't that crazy? But you got to reflect. You don't find out. That stuff just doesn't just happen. It's through reflection that I found that out. So you have to reflect on the things, even though you don't want to, even though it hurts, even though you have to own up to your part, because that's the hardest part, is owning up to the things that we did, the things that we allowed, the things that we allowed to just continue on, even though we didn't want to, the things that we failed to put up boundaries behind. That's true reflection. And when you reflect on that and you own that, that creates a different type of healing. Because now I know what I do when I'm in this certain headspace. Now I know what I do when my heart is broken and how I react moving forth, right? For me, it was my heart's broken. I just need somebody to replace the space of whoever was there physically. I just needed somebody to replace that person. It didn't matter if you were there mentally and emotionally for me. I just needed you physically there. That was one of my issues. And I can be real honest about it. Listen, I done owned up to it. I done wrote a book about it, Bolder, Better, Water. If you haven't read it, baby, all my secrets are there. Enjoy. I threw myself under the bus in order for others to heal. Because I fully believe that there are other women and men that are like me, that when they are going through loss of something, that they just try to replace it quickly without even thinking about why they replaced it with that person, with that particular person. I believe that. And I hope that my book allows people to see and reflect on their own lives. That's why I created it. That's why it has coaching tips in it. That's why it's infused with my life story. But also, this is what I did to pull myself out of the foolishness that I was in, that I put myself into. Hello? Right? It's ownership. And if you're not taking ownership of your stuff, well, then that's half the battle for you. You gotta own up to your stuff. You can point the finger all day. They did this, they did that, they did that. But how did you allow somebody to do that to you? What boundaries did you fail to put up? What things did you allow to happen in the beginning that you didn't check from the beginning? And now it's happening 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years into your relationship. And now you're exhausted about talking about it, when this person did it from the very beginning. Can I talk to anybody who's real in here? Baby, boundaries. Yes, that's right. But you have to reflect on that. You have to reflect on that. I love finding lists, right? In the dating world, right? I'm dating, sorta not, kind of, just kind of seeing what's out there. And I love finding my list of the man that I want. And it's really in depth. It's really in depth. It is. And I'm checking all the boxes, because I believe that what we truly want in a spouse, whether it be a man or a woman, if you have written it down, first write it down. If you have written it down, right? You write the vision and make it plain, right? That's not just scripture, that's real life, right? We're writing the vision down, right? And I don't care how outlandish your requests are. He's got to be 6'4" and chocolate and have dimples. I don't care how outlandish it is, right? This is your desires, right? These are the desires, right? Now mine have changed, right? I've seen over the years that when I started out dating, like in my 20s, I find old lists of men. Dated in my 20s, it was very general lists. Oh, he's got to have a job. He's got to, right? Basic stuff. He's got to have his necessities, a house, a car, right? Really general, really, okay, that's it. I want him to be taller than me, right? Y'all, in my wonderful 36 years young, right? My list of my man is crazy specific. It's crazy specific. One, because God gave me a vision of what my husband looks like. So I based a lot of it off of that when it comes down to looks. I don't even focus. Looks are like 15% of my list. The other 85% is about character. It's about heart posture. It's about mindset. It's about ambition and goals. It's about not only does my man have a job, but he loves what the fuck he does. That's important to me. That's one of the first questions that I ask somebody when I'm dating them, when they've hopped in my DMs. Oh, what do you do? Do you love what you do? Why do I ask that? Because I love what I do. I get up each and every day and I love what I do. I can't, you don't understand where I'm coming from if you don't love what you do, if you're not working towards your purpose. And I can understand somebody who's like, I don't love what I'm doing right now, but I'm working towards my business, or I'm working towards my real passion. That's different than I don't love what I do and I'm just here and I'm just going to stay here in this damn job because it just is how I get paid. That's different, right? So I'm very specific these days in my list of what I want out of a relationship, what I want from a man. And it has 15% to do with looks. Whereas 10, 15 years ago, it was like, he gotta be 6'4", chocolate. He's gotta be athletic and he's gotta have a 6-pack and he's gotta, right? Like that was it for me. That was it. But it's more specific, and it's, it really deals with where that person is. Now that, I'm in my 30s, late 30s, I'm dating men with kids. I'm very specific about that. I need him not to have more than 2 kids. I have 1 child myself. I need him not to have more than 2 kids, not more than 2 baby mamas. That's a lot of personalities mixed up in that, y'all. But that is my boundary. That is me. You may be different, but that is what I have agreed upon because I have done my research. Personally, I have been in these streets dating personally. And this is what I've recognized is what I cannot deal with. Can't deal with it. Can't deal with it. But that's it. Reflection, right? It took some reflection for me to get to that place. And I love when I find these different lists or when I find these old desires and goals and just, I write down everything, right? I'm a journaler. I'm big on that. And so that's where that stems from originally, is that. But reflection. And I want you to reflect this week, right? This is the challenge, is reflect on where you're at. Where are you at in life? Have you accomplished those goals that you talked about when you was 20, 22? Are you now 45 and you like, damn, I can't believe I wanted to be I don't know. But are you reflecting? Even go back to reflecting from last year, 6 months ago, right? I reflect so often because I am focused on reaching goals. I'm focused on reaching my goals. That's always been important to me. Always important to me, whether it be in my business, whether it be in my personal goals, whether it be whatever it is, that's always been important to me. And so I focus in on that. Are you reflecting? Okay, make sure you're reflecting, but also make sure you're not staying stuck in the reflection. Make sure you're not staying stuck in your mistakes that you made, in this relationship that you was with, that you knew you wasn't supposed to be with, that you was in with him or her, and they was crazy, and they showed you they was crazy when y'all was dating, and then you still got in a relationship with them, and you've been in a relationship with them off and on for 6 years now. I don't know who I'm talking to, but that's what just dropped in my spirit. Yeah, we're reflecting on that. Is this where I need to be? Am I happy here? Do I genuinely want to be with this person? Reflection. What about your career? Where are you at? Do I genuinely want to be here? Do I like it here? Is this for me? 9 times out of 10, there's a lot of things that are telling you that this isn't for me. When you get anxious, when you worry, when you stress, this ain't for me. Those are signs that this ain't for me. But some of us aren't paying attention to those because we've been taught that stress is normal at a job. That's typically what's supposed to happen when I'm working. Stress and worry and anxiety. It's just a stressful job. Well, then it's not for you, because your body shouldn't be in stress all day, every day. I know we've been taught that through culture. We've been taught that through society. We've been taught that by our parents and our grandparents. We've been taught that, right? Through generation to generation. If you're not stressed out and worried and then you're not working hard enough. Nah, you're not in the right space. That's usually what that means. That's what that means. If I'm stressed out, I'm worried, I'm coked up on anxiety all the time. First off, my body's not functioning the way that it needs to function in order for me to be safe and in order for me to have peace and in order for me to move forward in life, right? It's tough trying to make a play when you're stressed out. It's tough trying to make a play when you're lacking the resources and the money and the finances to do the play. It's tough trying to, who am I talking to? When you're stressed and worried, when you can go and get another position, you can go and start that business, you can go and do the thing that you truly want to do and that you dream of doing often, that you tell yourself you want to do. You can't wait to do it. You're so excited about it, to start doing that and to see the peace that you have there. But who am I? I've only been a full-time entrepreneur for a year. What do I know? This has just been one of the most peaceful years of my life. But what do I know? What do I know? I just do the things that I love to do each and every morning. Wake up and meet with clients and do sound bowl healing and hypnotherapy and create personal tracks for people that help them heal and deal with life's toughest issues, right? But it's what I love to do. What I was doing before that had me stressed out, overweight, wilding out, anxious all the time, worrying. Let me say that again. Worrying. I'm surprised I don't got no worry lines, y'all, because that job had me stressed. Being a teacher was stressful. A lot of stress. And I know my teachers right now, I know it's the end of the year. Shout out to you guys, man. Hold it down. A couple more weeks and you guys are free for summer vacation and on and on. But when it comes down to reflection and not being stuck, when you are reflecting, if you are choosing to journal and talk about the things, or if you're choosing, like I told you guys, to do a voice note, right? That was one of my things, to go back and reflect, listen to those voice notes. I promise you guys, I listen to my voice notes and I'm like, yo, you did that. Like, I don't even know what else to say. I'm proud of you, girl. You did that, right? So those voice notes, maybe you're doing voice notes, maybe you're doing journaling. Here are some frequencies, some sound frequencies. I have sound frequencies playing all the time. That's what I do all the time. Anybody who's on my live. Some sound frequencies that you can play in order to help you with releasing, right? So that you don't stay stuck in that moment. Because sometimes we'll go back and we'll reflect on something that was really hurtful or really traumatic, and we'll stay stuck. It's like we're reliving that whole event again, and we get mad all over it again. Y'all know y'all done got mad. I know I done got mad. Like, I can't believe, right? Like, you go in, you start talking, you start cussing. You get a little anxious, your heart start beating fast. Like, he right there in front of you. Like, chill, sis. It's all right. Like, so you're not reliving it, and so you're not, getting those emotions while being in that place. I want you to listen to some frequencies. I'm going to give you some frequencies to listen to while you're reflecting so that you don't react and cuss somebody out that don't deserve it because you mad and you done relive this whole situation with that man or that woman. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I want you to listen to 396 hertz. 396 hertz is going to help you release the fear, the guilt, the shame, right? Because there's lots of different emotions. Any negative emotions that you have associated with a situation, with a past trauma, with a hurt, that's going to help you release that. So I want you to listen to 396 hertz, okay? 417 hertz frequency as well. That's going to help you with letting go and like change, right? It's going to help you with release as well. But it really helps you with like accepting like change. Like we're getting ready to change. I'm letting go of this old habits. So letting go of like old habits, old ways overall. 417 hertz. So 396, 417, and then 528. 528 is really big on shifting like your DNA, like really healing. When I say heal. Like it really helps you with healing. So 528 hertz, 417 hertz, 396. Okay, y'all got me? Listen to those frequencies as you begin to reflect on the past, as you begin to journal, as you begin to listen to those voice notes. Have that playing in the background because it'll keep you grounded and it'll keep your emotions in a space where you can release them, right? It's one thing to just to cry, but you want something that's going to assist you in releasing, which is why I do sound bowl healing, because it assists us in releasing negative things, releasing toxicity, releasing all the things, right? It assists us. Frequencies, that's what it is. It's sound. So sound is healing, right? We listen to music because it heals us. We sing because it heals us. Right? It's the same thing, right? And why we call it a sound bowl and sound bath is because you're literally being bathed in sound waves. So you may hear sound bath. People say sound bath all the time because you're literally being bathed in sound waves when I play my bowls. As you can see, my bowls over there. So some of the bowls that I would play in releasing, reflecting on things of the past, hurtful things, traumatic things, whatever your situation may be that have hurt you, that have caused you any negative emotions, I would start with playing root chakra. Root chakra is going to help with releasing the fears, the guilts, the shames, the negative energy, being safe and protected where you are right now today. I utilize root chakra, the red, big red. Y'all see big red? Hey girl. I utilize her. Oh, TikTok can see her. There you go. Facebook can see her now. I utilize my root chakra so much in life and also just with my sound bowls almost often. That's one of the ones that I will almost always play because it helps with that negative, breaking up that negative energy that you have, the things that are stagnant when it comes down to negative emotions and, toxicity and fear, guilt, shame, blah, 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 all those things. Now your sacral chakra, I will utilize your sacral chakra, which is Sadie. She's my orange. Sadie, I'll play Sadie, sacral chakra bowl, my orange bowl to remove anything that's blocking your creativity. So if you've gone through something traumatic and it's keeping you from being creative, maybe you're creative in your day in and day out when it comes down to your job, you're creative when it comes down to your career, your business, there may be some energy that is stuck in your sacral chakra that's keeping you from being creative, that's keeping you from going to the next step, keeping you from being yourself, right? Sometimes, that's where our creativity, our sensuality. I have a lot of clients who have gone through something traumatic, maybe, sexual trauma or relationship trauma, and that trauma is stored in our hips. Well, a lot of the sacral energy, right? The sacral energy in that area, it is connected to relationships and, who we've been with and our sensuality and our sexuality. And some women struggle with being feminine after being in a relationship that caused them to be so masculine. That was me. I did a lot of sacral chakra work in the beginning. Hey, how you doing? Look, that's Natasha. Hey, girl. So I did a lot of sacral chakra stuff in the beginning, because that was where a lot of my trauma lied, from being so far in my masculine energy when I was married. When I say I was that dude, I'm okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put it like that. But for real though, I was heavily into masculine energy when I was in my marriage. I was head of the household. I was that guy. And it's funny to laugh about it now. But I was really in my masculine energy so heavy that I struggled with being soft and feminine and allowing somebody to take care of me and to love me and I laugh about it, but and truthfully, there's a lot of women that are in their relationships right now where they are heavily in masculine energy and not able to be soft, not able to be seen, not able to be loved on, not able to be themselves as feminine and soft and loving and nurturing. But no, you got to get the gusto up to be the man in your relationship. There's an imbalance there. So I help a lot of people with Sadie, my sacral chakra, with creating that balance so that you can get back to a place of being feminine and soft if you are a woman, and being balanced out, even for men, right? Because in all of us, we all have masculine and feminine energy, right? Because we utilize it at different times, right? And women, we may use our masculine energy when we are speakers, right? I utilize, when I speak, baby, I am in my masculine energy heavily, because that is what the masculine energy is about. It's about showing up. It's about being in the front. It's about, I know my stuff. I master this. This is who I am. I'm confident, right? That's masculine energy. And so we utilize that, right? As women, when we have to show up, when we have to do workshops, when we have to do those different things. Hey, Tyrus, all the different things, right? So we show up in that. But if you are somebody who has been so heavily in your masculine energy, it's an imbalance. And so we work Sadie out in order, the sacral chakra, to get that balance back for you, right? So I would, focus in on that, especially if there's, issues with imbalances in your relationships, past traumas, things like that. Your heart chakra, I'll utilize your heart chakra with reflecting, right? If we're talking about reflecting and not staying stuck, a lot of the times what we've gone through has caused our hearts to be closed off, has caused us to not want love again, to not even seek it, to not even be open to it, to whatever the case may be. So I'll utilize heart chakra, my green bowl. And then usually I will tap into your third eye as well. And that's simply just to create that alignment, that spiritual alignment that comes along with all of it. So those are the bowls that I would use in the process of helping you reflect, but also to release the negative energy that you've had in the past, okay? Y'all got me? Okay, all right, I'm gonna go play a mini session for you guys, and then after that, I'm gonna get up out of here. So, hey y'all, welcome. I'm gonna play my mini session for you guys. I am playing right now 528 hertz, just in case, I told you guys, play them hertz when you're journaling, play those frequencies, okay? They will help assist with releasing negative emotions, toxins, all that stuff that's not supposed to be there. Okay, I'm gonna go play. My foot is dead though. Hold on one second. Okay. I'm gonna play. Okay. And if you're on with me right now, still for this sound bowl healing session, I want you to go ahead and start breathing in through your nose and out your mouth. In through your nose and out your mouth. Thank you, God. In through your nose and out your mouth. Some things that you want to pay attention to if you are still on for this sound bowl healing session. It's only going to be a few minutes. If you want a one-on-one, I do one-on-ones. A free consultation is in my bio. Go ahead and book your consultation. It's just a discovery call, just to talk about what it is that you need to release in this season in order to receive the things that you want. I didn't even tell you guys who I am. That is crazy. I always do my helping statement. I don't know where I'm at today, y'all. It's been a little while. But I specialize in helping ambitious women align their energy so that they can attract the things that they want when it comes down to their wealth, their wellness, and their weight loss goals. That is me, Brittany Wilder, wellness and wealth and wellness energy healer, and that's what I do. So yes, we'll get started. Pay attention to if there is any pain or anything that comes up. There may be repressed emotions, repressed memories, things that come up for you. in the process of this. It could happen. It usually happens when I do a full-blown mini session, but some people experience those different things in the process of hearing sound, especially if you've never done a sound bowl healing session before. So and if you're still on with me, I have an affirmation for you. You can choose to say this one out loud or in your head, whichever works best for you. That affirmation is, I choose to release what is holding me back today. I choose to release what is holding me back today. I choose to release what is holding me back today. thank y'all for joining me on today. It has been my pleasure. I know it's always short, a few moments, but I thank you guys for joining me. I thank you for the love. I thank you for the taps, TikTok. I thank you for the shares. I thank you for all the above. Yeah, we just gonna keep on keeping on, y'all. You know what we do. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Thursday. I plan on doing the same. I plan on resting and relaxing still, getting everything together. I have, like I said, on Saturday, if you're in Atlanta, come out to the Wellness Unleashed event, Beyond Balanced. It is a wellness event for mothers and also caregivers, specialized, targeted towards you guys. For sure, come out, come out, come out. Use my code for a discount. It's BW1111. 1111. Y'all know me, I'm an 1111 girly. Use my code, come out, celebrate, enjoy. Yeah, be in the building. You know it's gonna be good energy. Anything that I'm associated with, baby, it is good energy. It's a good time. I promise you, we gonna have a good time. They have all kinds of different vendors, all kinds of different resources, panels, workout session, wellness. It's put together by a personal trainer and also a chef, celebrity chef, right? So it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Come on out and enjoy yourself. Go to my bio, go ahead and get your wonderful ticket. Like I said, BW1111 is the code you want to use to get a discount for sure. Can't wait to see you guys there. Bye, y'all.